Hello my friend, happy to see you here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna solve 10 really interesting basic algebra questions. Of course you can easily solve these questions with me right now. All you need is just a paper. And right now let's start. Here's in the middle of the screen you can see the first question. So we have 4 minus 2 divided by 4 minus 2. And a lot of students might be thinking the correct answer is B, because right here we have 4 minus 2 is equal to 2, and we have right here 4 minus 2 is also equal to 2, and we have 2 divided by 2, so maybe a correct answer is B, is 1, but this is not the best way. How can we solve this question? This is not a correct way, because what is the correct way? Let me just erase all of this stuff real quick, and of course I think that you're gonna be surprised, because here's our order of operation. Here's you can easily see this order of operation. The first step is parentheses, the next step is exponent, the next step is multiplication and division, and the next step in the conclusion we're gonna do addition and subtraction. So right now let's look at this question from a different perspective. So parentheses has the highest priorities, but do we have parentheses in our question? Where do we have it? Let's scan where do we have it. This is subtraction, this is division, this is like once more subtraction. So we don't have parentheses, so we can easily skip this part. We don't have parentheses. Let me just erase all of the stuff. What about the next step? The next step is exponents. Do we have exponents right here? No, I don't see any exponents. We don't have any 4 squares. We don't have any of those. So let me just skip this part. The next step is multiplication and division. Obviously, we don't have multiplication. Let me just erase all of this stuff. The next step is division. But yeah, we have division. Division we have right here. So the first step to do is to do this division in the middle. So right now, let's start. First of all, we're going to rewrite this expression. So 4 minus from the beginning. And 2 divided by 4. We can write it in terms of a fraction. So we can write it as 2 over 4. Yeah. And minus 2. Right now we can easily simplify this fraction. So we have 4 minus 2 over 4 equal to 1/2 or equal to 0.5 if you're talking about a decimal value, and minus 2. So we complete this division part. Okay, the next step is addition. We don't have addition. Yeah, and in conclusion we have subtraction. So we do have subtraction. So right now let's do it. So 4 minus 0.5 equal to 3.5 minus 2. So the correct answer to our question is 1.5, and we have it. This is our option C. So option C is a correct answer. So right now I hope you understand why option B is a wrong answer, because we need to know about order of operation, and here as you can see this order of operation. So right now let's move on to the next step. If you still have any question about this one, you can also write it in the comments below, and then we will check your answer. So option B is wrong, option A is wrong, option C is a correct answer to our question. So let's move on to the next step, the next question. So here's our next question, and of course this may be a little bit easier question than the previous one. 16 plus 16 divided by 2. A lot of students might be thinking, okay, let's go from left to right. So 16 plus 16 equal to 32. Yeah, we have 32, and we still have this division right here. So we have 32 divided by 2. So maybe correct answer is 16. A lot of students might be happy that option A is a correct answer. A lot of students might be thinking that 16 is a correct answer, but we need to know about order of operation. So according to the previous step, here's our order of operation: parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So right now let's scan. According to the same logic, let's scan our question. So let me just erase all of this stuff, because 16 is the wrong answer. So let me just erase all of this stuff, and right now here's our question. Let's scan where do we have it from here. So we don't have parentheses. Let me just erase all of this stuff. What about exponents? We don't have exponents. Let me just erase all of this stuff. What about multiplication and division group? We don't have multiplication. We have only division. So here's our first step. So we have division. So let me just underline this division part. Where do we have it? We have this division right here. So we need to do division before addition, because division comes first from the top to the bottom. So 16 divided by 2, this is our first step. So we have 16 plus 16 divided by 2 from here equal to 8. So we have 16 plus 8. Yeah, obviously we have division. And the next step we have addition. So here's our expression with only addition. So obviously at this point you don't need this order of operation. So right now we need to underline that we have only division and addition, and because of this line from the top to the bottom, division comes first from the top to the bottom, so we need to do division first and then addition first. But in the beginning we had a suggestion that 16 is a correct answer, but 16 is a wrong answer, because we just do it from the left to right, and we don't care about addition and division. So this is a wrong answer, this is a wrong answer, and this 4 factorial, this is the same as 24, because right here we have 24. Yeah, 24 is a correct answer. So this is our option C. Option C is a correct answer, and a lot of students might be thinking that option B is a correct answer, but option A or option B is a correct answer, but option A is is a wrong answer because we have only division, we just do from left to right, and we have addition, we just do it in conclusion because we have only addition right here at this point. So I hope you understand it. If you still have any question to this problem, to this basic algebra problem, you can also write it in the comments below. Let's move on to the next question. Here's our next question. So once more, a lot of students might be thinking, might be mixing all of these mathematical operators, might be thinking that maybe subtraction first, maybe multiplication first, maybe right here we have any sign. So right here, it turns into a big argument. So right now, let's solve this question. So let me just erase all of this stuff right here, and here's our magic thing. Here's our order of operation. So right now, as I said before, we need to scan what elements do we have from here, because we have parentheses as a first step. And let's scan, where do we have parentheses? We have a lot of combinations, so maybe these parentheses, these brackets, this type of squiggly brackets, and let's scan where do we have it. Obviously we have parentheses and we need to underline. So if you have parentheses, you need to underline everything you have inside. So we have a lot of these things. So here's our expression that we have inside. So the first step to solve this question is to simplify this expression in the middle between these parentheses. Yeah, we have this expression, and from the previous step, so let me just rewrite this expression. So for a second, let's forget about this 3. Yeah, let me just forget about this 3 for a second, and we have 3 minus 3 times 3. Okay, so right now we don't have parentheses, we have a basic expression, but we know that we need to like simplify this expression in parentheses at first. And how can we do this? We have subtraction and we have multiplication. So we have two mathematical signs, and right now we need to find out which sign had the higher priority. Okay, let's do it right now. So we have subtraction, so let me just underline our subtraction right here, and we have multiplication. But which one comes first from the top to the bottom? Let's do it. So from the top to the bottom, from here to the bottom. Of course, multiplication comes first from left to right, and we need to do multiplication at first. I suggest you to do like this thing or imaginary bracket that you need to do in multiplication before subtraction. So we have 3 minus 3 times 3 equal to 9. So here's our expression in parentheses. So we complete this multiplication part. Yeah, we complete it. And in the end, we need to complete this subtraction part because we have 3 minus 9. We need to do it. So 3 minus 9 equal to minus 6. So here's our minus 6. This is our expression in parentheses. So we evaluated, we simplified it. And as I said before, we just erase this 3, but we need to remember about this 3. So we need to put this 3 right here, and we have 3 times minus 6, which is equal to minus 18. So minus 18 is a correct answer to our question, because right here, obviously, whatever order of operation you select is going to create a different answer, right? For example, a lot of students might be thinking maybe subtraction first, maybe multiplication first, maybe right here something, right here we have a sign, so maybe this sign at first, and obviously, whatever order of operation you select is going to create a different answer, right? But in our question, with this order of operation, with this PEMDAS checklist, we know that minus 18 is a correct answer to this question. And here's our option D. I hope your answer is the same as mine. If you still have any question, write a question in the comments below, and I hope everyone will help you with this question. So this is our third question. Let's move on to the next question, our fourth question. Here, as you can see it, of course, once more, a lot of mathematical operators like subtraction, like division right here, like addition, and of course, if we choose like subtraction first, maybe we have one answer. If we choose division, maybe another answer. With this addition, maybe a different answer. And it turns into a big argument. So let me just erase all of this stuff. And every time you have this type of numerical expression, just write this quick checklist. This checklist is really helpful. And right now, let's solve this question according to this checklist. So this is our higher priority. Yeah, right here, this is our lower priority. So let's start, for example, from the top to the bottom. So the first step, parentheses. Let's scan where do we have parentheses. Maybe this type of brackets, this one or this one. Let's do it. Where do we have it? I don't see parentheses, so we need to reject this. We need to skip this part. We don't have parentheses. Exponents. The next step is exponents. Maybe we have 2 squared. No, I don't see any of those. So we don't have any powers. So we just skip this exponent part, and it's really great because this is a very helpful thing because you skip a lot of things. You don't overthink. Yeah, we just have a quick checklist, and we need to go from the top to the bottom. Okay. The next step, we have multiplication right here. Where do we have it? Let's scan. This is not. This is subtraction. This is division. This is addition. So we don't have multiplication. Yeah, we can easily skip this part. What about the next step? We have division. Yeah, we have division. And right now, let's scan where do we have it. We have this division right here. So our first step is to do this division because we don't have parentheses, we don't have exponents, we don't have multiplication, we have only division. So let's start with it. First of all, let's rewrite this beginning. So 10 minus 10 divided by 2 equal to 5. So we have 5 and plus right here we have we have 1, yeah? And right now, we have very basic expression, and to be honest, at this point, of course, you can easily underline that you have addition and you have subtraction, because obviously we have it. We have this subtraction, we have this addition, but at this point, a lot of students might be thinking, I don't need this order of operations, so we have 10 minus 5 equal to 5, and plus 1, so as a result, we have 6. So 6 is a correct answer, and you can easily see this answer right here. So 6 is a correct answer, but we don't have this option right here. We have option B, option A, option C. So a lot of students might be thinking maybe we need to go from left to right. Maybe right here we have, so let me just rewrite it like a quick hint to you. Maybe a lot of students might be thinking 10 minus 10 equal to 0. So we have 0 divided by 2 plus 1 equal to 1. Maybe A is the correct answer, but 3 factorial, this is the same effect. So don't overthink. Just write this quick checklist on the right side, and every time just do it from according to a correct order of operational. Division first, addition and subtraction in the end. So the correct answer to our question, this is option C, because 3 factorial, this is the same thing. So don't overthink and just trust on this order of operation. Everything is great. So I really hope you understand this question. So I hope you understand it. If you do, you can easily, if you write your thoughts in the comments below. So let's move on to the next step, the next question right now. Here's our next question, and of course a lot of mathematical operators, a lot of things right here, and maybe a lot of options, a lot of wrong options. But as I said before, every time you have this numerical expression, every time you have a lot of mathematical operators like division, parentheses, addition, right here parentheses, write this quick checklist. And right now let's start solving this question according to this checklist. First of all, parentheses. Let's scan where do we have parentheses. Parentheses has the highest priority, so let's scan where do we have it. Obviously we have it right here. So the first step is to evaluate this expression in parentheses. So let me just erase all this yellow color, all of these yellow lines. And first of all, let's start with this division. So we have the same beginning, so 9 divided by 3. And 1 plus 3 equal to 4. So we have times right here, we have 4. And we have parentheses. So let me just underline that we have parentheses, and we do this. And obviously at this point you can actually get rid of these parentheses, and I'm going to solve this question according to basic PEMDAS order of operation. I'm not going to solve this question according to PEMDAS with multiplication by juxtaposition, because I just choose this way. Okay, I just solve this according to PEMDAS. If you need it, you can easily do with multiplication by juxtaposition, so this thing will have the higher priority than this division, but this is up to you. I just choose this option. I just choose this way. So of course, if you need it, if you need maybe in computer engineering, maybe in a different ways, in a different sciences, you can easily use PEMDAS. But I use a classic one because a lot of teachers, a lot of students out there, and of course they use basic order of operation. If you need PEMDAS, okay, you just need to do multiplication before division. And right now I will explain you what I mean, because maybe a lot of students don't know about multiplication by juxtaposition. Okay, let's just do this step by step. First of all, parentheses, we do this. We have 4, 1 plus 3 equal to 4. The next step, what about next step? The next step is exponent, but obviously we don't have exponent, so we can actually skip this part real quick. We don't have any exponents, we can actually skip it. What about multiplication and division? And here's our case, because as I said before, a lot of students might be thinking about multiplication by juxtaposition. Okay, this is our group multiplication and division. And of course, right here we have division, and right here we have multiplication. So obviously we need to find out what order do we choose for this part, because we can easily do it from left to right. Maybe multiplication right here first, because we have multiplication at this first position. But every time you have a mixture of multiplication and division, exactly our case, yeah, we have both. We have division and multiplication. Just do it in a strict order from left to right. So first of all, 9 divided by 3, because our division sign comes first from left to right. And secondly, this multiplication. So 9 divided by 3 equal to 3. 3 times 4 equal to 12. And I don't want to say that this is like 100% correct answer, because this is our answer according to PEMDAS, okay? If you know about maybe a lot of students watching this video right now, maybe a lot of teachers, a lot of students will explain you this PEMDAS order of operation. And of course, then you need to do multiplication first, and you will have like 3 times 4, like a second case. You will have 9 divided by 12, and you will have 3/4. And I don't want to say that this 12 is the correct answer or 3/4 is the wrong answer. I don't want to talk about that. I just use a classic order of operation. So if you need this PEMDAS, okay, you can use this second interpretation, but I recommend you to use this PEMDAS. And for me personally, the correct answer is 12. Of course, everything is up to you. You can choose like 3/4 as the correct answer. It just depended on what country you live in, because a lot of countries, a lot of this order of operation. But few hints from me at this point. Because this 3/4, if you use this 3/4 as a correct answer, maybe you have the connections with the science, with the different branches that requires this PEMDAS order of operation, and everything is nice. But if you're talking about a classic order of operation, I'm gonna recommend you this PEMDAS. So for me personally, I'm gonna choose right here B as a correct answer. And of course, if you need this PEMDAS, you can also choose this 3/4 as a correct answer. But I recommend you. So we need to choose one. We need to choose one. So I choose this B as a correct answer. So I hope you understand it. Right now, let's move on to the next question. So viewers, this PEMDAS is like a special case. This is like a special case of PEMDAS, of a classic order of operation, or BODMAS. Yeah, this is absolutely the same thing. So here's our PEMDAS, and PEMDAS with this J right here, multiplication by juxtaposition, it's just a special case. Okay, so I hope you understand it. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Here's our question. So I really hope you understand it, and of course, I really hope you will solve this question real quick. So right now we can easily, if you have a paper, you can solve it instantly. If you don't know how can we solve it, of course, here's our quick hint. Here's our quick tip: order of operation from the top to the bottom. So first step, parentheses, we're going to check parentheses, the next exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So let's check everything. First of all, parentheses. Let's scan where do we have parentheses. Let's do it right now. Parentheses, yeah, we have it right here, so we can easily underline. Okay, I have parentheses. Everything is great. So let's start with this parentheses. So we have 10 minus 4 times 8 divided by 4. This is our first step. This is our parentheses, yeah? 8 divided by 4 equal to 2. Okay, so we complete this first step. The next step is exponent. So where do we have exponent? Obviously, I don't see any of those, so we can actually skip this part. So I mean squares, cubes, we don't have any of those. What about the next step? The next step is multiplication and division. So here's our question. And right now we can actually get rid of these parentheses, okay, because we have only 2 inside of it. So we can actually get rid of it. This is not like a complicated expression inside, like we have like a quadratic equation or something like cube squares. We have only 2, so we can easily write it without a parenthesis. So we have 10 minus 4 times 2. And obviously from here we can easily see that we have only subtraction and we have only multiplication, so we can easily cancel division right here. We don't have any of those. We don't have any addition right here. And of course, if we compare a position, so multiplication and subtraction, so of course multiplication had the higher position than subtraction. Okay, so multiplication we need to do at first, and in the end we need to do subtraction. So just a quick hint: multiplication and division mixture is all the time before addition and subtraction. So here is the first thing we're gonna do. Here's our second thing, okay? In our question we have 4 times 2 equal to 8, so we have 10 minus 8. And our answer, 10 minus 8 equal to 2. Here's our correct answer to this question. Yeah, I hope you understand it. And of course, every time I say it to my students that if you have this type of numerical expression, of course, if you choose like subtraction, you have one answer. If you choose this, find at first. I mean, what is the first step? What first step do you consider to solve this question? Of course, if you choose subtraction, you have one answer. If you choose like this sign, you will have another answer. And of course, it's really weird to solve this question with 3 different answers. And of course, with this PEMDAS order of operation, you can easily see it right here. We find out that correct answer is option A. And I hope you understand it. If you still have any question, write a question in the comments below. And I hope you understand why correct answer is option A. Okay, let's move on to the next step. The next question, here as you can see it, 98% make this mistake. And of course, maybe there are a lot of students, a lot of teachers watch this video. Maybe, I don't know, teachers watch this video right now. And right now, your answer, what do you think? What is the correct answer? Because a lot of even teachers solve this question absolutely incorrect. So what do we have? Nothing hard. Yeah, we have only division signs. We have 6 divided by 2 divided by 6 divided by 2. And here is like few hints from me. Of course, PEMDAS order of operation right here. And here is like a few hints. 6 divided by 2 equal to 3. A lot of students might be thinking right here is 3, and right here we have 3. Yeah, and 3 divided by 3 equal to 1. Or 6 divided by 2 equal to 3. Sorry, yeah. Something goes wrong. 6 divided by 2 equal to 3. Yeah, and we have right here we have the same division. We have 3 divided by 3, and a lot of students might be thinking that 3 divided by 3 equal to 1. Yeah, a lot of students do this mistake. A lot of students combine this stuff right here. So let me just erase all of this stuff. And I recommend you, like, do not follow your intuition. Don't solve this question in the way that you prefer. Like, okay, I just want to do, for example, this division, and then I want to do this division, and then in the end I want to do this one. So you can't jump. So every time you have a numerical expression like that, yeah, you have this expression, for example, you see it on your exam. Every time on the right side of a paper, look, write this quick checklist: PEMDAS, order of operation. And right now, let's scan. As I said before, every time scan these questions. So in terms of parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And this is extremely easy for us to scan it because we don't have parentheses, we don't have exponents, we don't have multiplication, we don't have addition, we don't have subtraction. So we just erase all of this stuff from here, and we have only division. Yeah, and how can we do this? Okay, maybe from right to left, from left to right, maybe from the middle to both sides, from here. How can we choose which is the first sign? Because obviously, whatever order of operation we select is going to create a different answer. And here's my quick tip: just remember a rule when you have a similar mathematical operators, like every time you have like division or every time you have like multiplication, just do it from left to right. Okay, if you have the same signs, okay, then you don't need like to follow this order of operation all the time. You have the same signs, so you need to consider, you need to find out what is your way, like from left to right, or maybe from here to here. Yeah, and in our case, not like in our case, generally according to PEMDAS, you need to do it from left to right. So the first sign from left to right is this division. So let's do this division at first. So 6 divided by 2 equal to 3. Yeah, the next thing we just rewrite. What do we have? We still have this division by 6 and division by 2. Okay, and right now we need to scan this expression once more. So we still have division all the time, and we need to find out what is the first sign. The first sign from left to right is this division, so we need to do it once more from left to right. So 3 divided by 6 equal to 1/2, and 1/2 we still have division by 2, so 1/2 divided by 2 equal to 1/4. And we have this option, and a lot of students, yeah, we have it right here. So we have our answer 1/4, and 1/4 is the correct answer, because a lot of students might be thinking, I just want to do this division from here, from the middle. And if you do division from the middle, then you combine with this division, then you combine with this one, you have completely different answer. You can get like 3 or 6, I don't know exactly, but you have completely a different answer. And this is extremely important part. I really hope you understand it. I really hope you understand why option D is a correct answer. So right now, let's move on to the next step. I really hope you understand this question. I really hope you understand it. I really hope you get it. And of course, write your thoughts, write your response in the comments below. What do you think about this question? And of course, in conclusion, of course, we solved these questions before. In conclusion, I'm going to show you a quick example. This is like a general case with everything, because a lot of students might be thinking, hey, mister, what are we going to do with that part? Maybe we have like everything. And here's a quick example, like in conclusion. I really hope you understand it. So here's our quick example: 2 plus 4 minus 1 to the power 3 times 3 minus 1. And of course, our key checklist right here. So our PEMDAS order of operation. So every time you have it, every time you have this order of operation, you can easily be happy and be calm and be proud of yourself that you know this order of operation. And with this order of operation, you will solve 100% of questions with the correct answer, because yeah, this is a correct order of operation. And if you use something correct, you will solve this, you will solve everything in your life in a correct way. And of course, right here we have addition, we have right here subtraction, we have power, we have multiplication, we have subtraction. And a lot of students, for example, imagine like a lot of students sitting on an exam and they don't know what we're going to do at first. And a lot of students might be thinking, like one part of students, like for example 10% of students might be thinking, I just need to add it first. Another part of students subtract it first. Maybe you need to raise to the power 3, maybe we need to multiply, maybe we need to subtract. And right here we have, for example, option A, but right here we have option B, we have option C. And it turns into a big argument. A lot of students solve this question just in a different direction. So we have, for example, a correct direction, and a lot of students go right here to a wrong direction, another part like in a wrong way right here, but only one of these is a correct direction. And of course, if you know this order of operation, you will solve this question in the correct direction. So right now, let's try to go to this direction, like from left to right. So let me just erase all of this stuff. And right now, just imagine that we're sitting on our exam and we need to solve this question correctly. So let me just erase all of this stuff real quick, and we're going to solve it. Okay, we need to scan. What do we have right here? So first of all, we need to scan it in terms of parentheses. So let's do it right now. Where do we have parentheses? grouping symbols. So we have parentheses right here, 4 minus 1. This is our expression in parentheses. So we need to do at first parentheses. So 2 plus 4 minus 1 equal to 3. Of course, this is up to you. You can write it with parentheses or no. Yeah, we have times 3 and minus 1. So we have parentheses. Yeah, we have it right here. So we need to underline. Okay, I have parentheses and I do this real quick. I have parentheses. And actually, at this point, you can actually get rid of these parentheses. This is up to you, but inside parentheses, we have only 3, so it's not like a complicated thing like subtraction, division, multiplication. We have only 3, so only one constant, so we can actually get rid of these parentheses. So we have 2 plus 3 to the power 3 times 3 and minus 1. So here's our expression. And right now, if you solve this question, if you find out information about this parentheses part, let's move on to the next step. The next step is exponent. Let's where do we have exponent? Let's do it right now. Powers. I mean powers. So this one, we need to find out where do we have powers. So over here we don't have it. Right here we don't have it. Right here we don't have it. Right here we have to the power 3. So we need to raise this expression to the power 3. So we have 2 plus 3 to the power 3 equal to, so we have 3 cubed. Basically we have 3 times 3 times 3. We have 27, yeah, and times 3 and minus 1. So we complete this exponent part. We have it. We complete it. And as I said before, this is our example with everything. We have exponents, we have powers, we have parentheses, yeah. So right now, let's move on to the next step. After exponents, we have multiplication. And let's scan where do we have it? Where do we have multiplication part? Yeah, we have it right here. So we need to do this multiplication before of course in conclusion we're gonna have like addition and subtraction. Yeah, so let me just do this right now. So we have 2 plus 27 times 3 equal to 81, I guess. Yeah, real quick without a calculator, and minus 1. So we complete this multiplication part. And as I said before, I'm mistaken, I guess, that we don't have division, but doesn't matter. Okay, let's just do like a variety, a quick variety. Of course, we don't have division, but if you have it, you just need to do it with the combination with multiplication. So you just need to do it in a strict order, from left to right. And in conclusion, right now we have addition and we have subtraction. Basically, this is our last step. And to be honest, at this part, a lot of students don't need this order of operation because this is a very basic thing. You just need to do it in a strict order from left, to right. So basically, 2 plus 81, we have 83, minus 1. So the correct answer right here is 80. 82 is a correct answer to this question. And as I said before, here's our for example thoughts. Here's our basic. We gather our thoughts in one point, and you know there are a lot of ways how can we apply it. Okay, we can easily apply it right here in a correct direction. So here's our 82, but obviously we can apply it in a wrong direction, and a lot of students might be thinking maybe right here, maybe something right here. We have, for example, option B with the answer 27, something like that, and this is a wrong answer. And as I said before, you just need to know how can we get to a correct direction, because 82 is correct, is one and only one correct answer. 27 is the wrong answer, but a lot of students go in the wrong direction because they don't know about order of operation. Here's our order of operation, and of course, if you know it, you can easily get to this point, which is extremely great, because just imagine you just solve this question with two different answers. For example, you sit in your exam and you write an equal to. I think that correct answer is 82 and correct answer is for example 23. This is weird. Just agree with me. This is absolutely weird. You need to consider. You need to find out what options do you choose, like this one or maybe this one. It's weird to write two correct answer. And if you know a correct answer, if you know a correct order of operation, you just erase all of this stuff from here and you say, okay, I know about order of operation, so I know that 82 is the correct answer, so I don't need to solve this question in a wrong direction. So I just solve this question according to PEMDAS, and 100% correct answer is 82. So I really hope you understand my quick class. I really hope you understand my challenges, which is extremely great for everyone, because order of operation is extremely important thing nowadays for everyone, for people all over the world. Of course, it just depends on what country you live in, because there are a lot of orders of operation. In my case, I just use PEMDAS order of operation. You can use the order of operation, like a lot of students know about Bodmer's order of operation or different order of operation, but to be honest, the meaning is absolutely the same. First of all, group and symbols, parentheses. Secondly, powers, orders. The next step, multiplication, division. Yeah, we're not talking about multiplication, but juxtaposition, like a classic one, like a general order. And in the end, addition and and subtraction. So I really hope you understand my explanation. I really hope you understand everything from here. I gather a lot of basic math challenges, so I really hope your answer is the same as mine. But if you still have any question, write your question in the comments below, and don't feel bad if you got this wrong. If you need help with any of these classes, I have a lot of challenges on my YouTube channel, a lot of questions, so I really hope this video is really helpful for everyone, and of course I really hope you learn something new. So thank you everyone for watching, thank you for your time, and have a great day. See you in the next videos.